Could you write for Tony? He's a friend of mine. He has cancer.
Oh, really? Really?
He made me bekend to know your music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to Tony.
Okay. I wrote on here, I wish you the best. Okay?
Thank you
Say
very
hi
much.
to Tony for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
I liked your John Deere song.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
can remember we had an old tractor, not a John Deere. We had a Massey Ferguson.
Oh, yeah, for here?
35, yeah.
Here?
Yeah, here.
You know what that's made in where I'm from, in Brandon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm a Kramer. My mother's an Eaglesmith, so I just figure I belong, right?
You do belong. No, you do.
Sure.
That's very nice, yeah.
I love your music. It's
Oh, well,
great.
thank you
It
very
just-
much. Now, Anno, did you know my father?
Yes, I did.
Doesn't he
And-
look like my
and
father?
your mother. I wanted to ask you, where's Ivan now?
He's in Alberta. I see him all the time.
Ivan had a crush on me. Say
Ivan
hi
had a
from
crush
me.
on every girl. And that's funny, because you were his cousin.
Yes.
And my-
Have you stand?
Yeah, that's very good.
And take care till God.
Okay.
Till then.
This is the grave, Fred.
Yeah, and maybe you could explain exactly how we're related.
This person, Orne Stefan Eaglesmith, was my great-grandfather and your great-grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Yes?
Okay, yeah.
So we are cow-tail cousins.
Yeah.
Betsy too.
Betsy too.
Yes.
Ja. En de oudste was die.
Yes.
Oudste zoon.
We are children of his eldest son,
Okay.
and you are a child of his youngest son.
Oh, I see.
En mijn vader was Anna.
Her father was Orne,
Right.
and my father was a Haaien.
Hiya.
Haaien for Stefan Eaglesmith.
Right.
Yes?
And my father was Anna too.
Yes. Yes, so it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Stefan is born
Yeah.
on 1869.
Yeah.
And then all the children, that is Haaien, that
Yeah.
is Andries, that is Orne, that is Betsy.
Yeah.
And you are from Rintje. He is
Yeah,
born
yeah.
87.
Yeah.
And then all the children,
Yeah.
Orne, that's
Oh,
Fred.
I see. Right.
Yes. And this
Huh.
is the person here.
Oh, yeah.
Where we are? I'll take it in.
Dit is de foto. Dit
You are allowed to keep it. So then you have in the flying
Well,
plane.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, now you have a look at this. Kun je het natuurlijk lezen, Rintje?
No, not in Nederland.
Nee, maar dat is vertaal ik.
Dit is de beginning.
That's the beginning. Yeah.
En naar rent het naar Hunta. Hier,
Dit is Fred.
even kijken. Zoek ze net.
Maar ik wil kant tegen, hè?
Ja? Dit is Rentje.
Ja.
En dit. Even kijken.
Anna.
Dit is Stefan.
Ja.
En de Seuns.
Oh, I
Rentje
see.
en de Seuns.
Oh, I see. What is a yield spear?
Eelspier is de elgersma.
Yeah.
The elger. With this thing, you put it in the water and you hold it on, and then the eels were there.
Oh, an eel spear.
Yes,
Eel spear.
yes.
Heel speel.
And there you can see how they.
Oh,
it
my
all the
goodness.
time.
is een elger.
Yeah.
En dat is elgersmaak.
Oh.
We
So
have-
we're just a bunch of eel spearers.
Yes, we are eelspier. You are an eelspier and I am an elger.
You're an elk.
And not an eagle split.
Until I went to Holland, I was very prejudiced against Dutch people. I just thought they were very uptight. I thought they didn't ever have any fun. I thought they weren't very generous, you know, because the people I was raised with, many of them were not generous. They talked all this talk about Christianity, but when it came to being a good person, that was very limited. I only knew immigrants, and immigrants are much different than the people in Holland. When I went there, I was sort of expecting sort of a negative reaction, and that didn't happen at all, of course. People were supportive. Then when we went to the church and I saw the graves, that was a pretty traumatic thing to see your name on all those graves. It made me realize how sort of big the spectrum was. Before, it had been a very small box that I was raised in. So it sort of freed me in one sense. So it opened a door for me in the fact that I could let some things go. I could put some stuff behind me.
This could almost be Lake Ontario here.
If you ever ride upon old Highway 19, down some old gravel road and lost in Oxford County, and you should meet a girl there with hair as gold as wheat, do me a favor then and say hello for me. And if the men are in the fields with their backs to the sun, doing work that looks like it could never get done, tell them my heart's with them all, and tell them that someday, if I ever come back, I'll be coming back to stay. Those old farmhouses rise out of the ground like monuments to the sky. The distant thunder and the rolling clouds make you think of days gone by. I once knew a girl there, she stole all of my time. And she lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. And there was a time when I believed that home was where you stood. And if you couldn't be there, well, memories were just as good. But the cracked and faded photographs I keep inside my pack remind me time and time again I've got to go back. Where those old farmhouses rise out of the ground like monuments to the sky. The distant thunder and the rolling clouds make you think of days gone by. I once knew a girl there, she stole all the time. And she lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. I once knew a girl there, she stole all the time. And she lived in a great big house on the Oxford County line. See the Elvis? This is a beautiful phone I bought at a Salvation Army on the road somewhere. It's got little cobwebs on it. This is my beautiful tube stereo, of course, that I run my CD player through. It's full of tubes. It's a beautiful thing. This is the Fun Machine. Willie P. Bennett and I own this machine together. This is a beautiful machine. It's pure 70s. All girls love Fred, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I was handed to me after a show. It's one of my favorite things that were ever given to me. Tractors are something I found in upstate New York. A guy sold me these tractors. They're again, beautiful, beautiful tractors. Here's a great Oliver tractor. I've lived a pretty big life for somebody my age. You know, my friends all tell me it's like you're 100 years old. I've done a lot of things. You know, I farmed like a Depression era almost. I hitchhiked around North America. You know, now I've been doing all this traveling. I lost a business, right? So I have a lot of stories. You know, a good story isn't that what we live for? Isn't that what the Inuit and the Indians do? They pass these stories down from time to time, and I think a good story is about the best thing you could get. Someone gives me a good story that I can pass on. I'm very grateful. That's a thing that might go for the next 100 years. I think stories are a way of explaining life without having to deal with the reality of it. Because with stories you can put the adjectives in that aren't necessarily there with the truth. For 35 years now, I've been writing songs, so I think everything I talk about is a metaphor now. You know, if the umbrella comes off the table outside, I go, oh, the shelter's gone. That's how I think. Gentlemen, here it is. I buy my organs out of this market. This is why.
This is Fredland here
it's
now.
funny.
I mean, what
It's
the
funny.
hell?
It's funny.
We're gonna have all those fans of yours come to my market and
I
buy
know.
everything. You know
I told
what
you, the Flying Squirrel World Headquarters right here. That's what it is. Hey, Bob.
This is it.
How you doing, bud?
What is the motor? Is it a 71 or a 92 that's in it?
I believe it's a 92.
If it's a 92, you're in luck.
Why?
You'll sell it. But if it's a 71, you don't want it.
I believe it's a 92.
Okay.
Because it's very few miles on it.
Okay.
It was taken out of a Louisville.
Was it?
Yep. And I had that motor put in, 2 or 3 years ago, right? This is the bus. This is the end of the line for this bus. It's a 318 is what
But
it
the
is.
motor is a 92.
I'm sure it is because there's no way I got a 71 motor put in that thing.
Okay,
You know what I
that's
mean?
all that matters. He says if it's a 92, he's coming to get the numbers off the motor.
I'm almost totally positive it is. The last tour. Look at how it's been left. All the cowboy boots. Oh, it's a shame. I rode a lot of miles in this friggin' bus. I parked it, got in my other bus, and away we went. There it is. AEXD 042. It's all over but the memories, buddy. Doc says it's leaking where the plane is. Yeah, it's beautiful. Everybody was going on about the Eagle.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
I'm happy with it.
It'll be a nice postcard, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it'll be a nice postcard.
It's got the look.
Yeah.
Bob's Dogs and Bergs,
This is what my boy said.
just off the highway, up from the crossroads, down from the lights. Bob really doesn't like to get up early, and he's always closed by 4:45. But Bob says he's gonna close up one day for a week real soon. He's gonna rent a Winnebago, head down to Texas, learn all about how to barbecue. He's gonna learn about hot sauce, learn about salsa, come back north, change the menu.
Good. Can we get 4?
Another guy comes in
Bob's Dogs and Birds, just off the highway.
Now it's footlongs and Bergs. It used to be dogs and Bergs. Hey, they changed that sign.
Down from the lakes.
I did.
I wrote the song and he changed the sign.
I blew over.
Did it blow over? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Bob's
No,
still
boy,
there.
it's still there yet. Everybody will know. Everybody
knows
will
Bob's
know.
Dogs and Birds. Why not?
So I saw the sign Bob's Dogs and Bergs, and it was in my head for 2 years, and then I wrote the song. It has nothing to do with Bob, but it's funny.
But I ain't heard the damn thing.
Did
yet.
you hear it?
No.
Oh, well, I get you. It's on a CD somewhere
Every
now.
time you go someplace, I can't go there
Why?
because I'm working and so your damn place is sold out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll make sure you get some tickets, but I'll make sure I get you a copy. It's on a CD.
One time, one time, one time. Coming out of Corpus Christi, Texas, 3 o'clock in the morning. We were in the old blue bus, you know. Y'all remember the old blue bus?
My favorite song as a writer is the song "Water in the Fuel."
Drive back to Canada that night.
It took 7 years to think about it and 5 minutes to write it. I had a light in my flower trucks. I had diesels, and the light would come on all the time, you know, water in the fuel. And I kept singing in my head, the light keeps coming on. I got what? And I couldn't get past that line. And then one day I went up to my room and I wrote that song. And when I finally had that guy out with his truck spinning out on the ice, I was just ecstatic for him.
There's a light in every diesel truck, and it says
And I just
water.
remember that was it. That's the best song I've written.
When it comes on, well, it means you got water in the fuel. Leave that light on too long and your truck just dies. Leave that light on too long and your bus just dies. Leave held on too long, and your heart just